Just when I thought I had seen it all, I come across a passport sis clip. I mean, it gets so tiring seeing some American women hating on men, getting jealous of what they are doing, meaning traveling from country to see what country has the best options for them. And then these women think that they can just get up and do the same thing because they can do what men do, obviously, in their delusional world. And another thing that I refuse to understand is the fact that some ladies in America, they think that men around them and their environment are just not good enough, so they don't want them. But then again, at the same time, they don't want other women to have these men either. Like, are these women out of their minds? If you don't want the man, let the man travel, leave him alone, get him some peace, let him find love somewhere else. You don't want him, right? Let's dive into the bird brain logic clips.
Passport girls. Are y'all tired of those American men that don't do nothing for you? Go get you one of these foreigners. The one that don't speak any English, the ones that just give you their money and do whatever you want them to do.
I do think it's time to proclaim myself as the president of the Passport Sis group, though. For those of you who are single and are looking, it's never too late to look outside of the borders. And you know what? If the guys can have their little passport bros movement, then hey, it's time for y'all to jump on.
No, girl, you may be the president of traveling the country and getting your cheeks clapped internationally. I'm sorry, I always have to quote CGA because I love his content. Shout out to you, CGA. Thank you for telling us men and women the way things are. Did I just refer to myself as a man? You know what I mean. Well, at the end of the day, let's get back to the topic. Listen, honey, it doesn't work like that, and women are so hard-headed. Men are traveling from country to possibly find a wife. When a woman like her travels the country, tell me what country she might be traveling to for a traditional man to be like, okay, this is the type of woman that I want to go with. She looks like she's in her late 20s, maybe the beginning of her 30s. She doesn't look like she's very fit. I may be wrong. You know, some women do tend to have a round shaped face and, you know, some more meat on their neck area, but really are in shape. I don't know. But at the end of the day, no traditional man is looking for a woman who comes from another country with her suitcases looking for a man. Let's just be honest. It is absolutely not a woman's place to be traveling from country to country with the intentions of trying to find a man. If you cannot find a man in your country, maybe there is something going on with you. As Kevin Samuels would say, some women who are over 30 and not married are leftovers. Maybe it's just time for you to change yourself as far as lower your standards. Maybe you want to start going to the gym. Maybe you want to be a little bit more realistic when it comes, you know, to your expectations of a man. But when you travel from country to country, that doesn't mean that you're going to find somebody that you're looking for. Matter of fact, women should not travel from country to country. It is way too dangerous. This may be your last trip. You may think it's okay for you to grab your phone, your passport, your suitcases, go to Brazil or to Mexico. Girl, those cartels in Mexico, they don't play no games. You may end up as a fruit punch in a fruit bowl with a freaking cocktail umbrella stuck onto your head. Not funny, but it does happen. And then these women go to these countries and completely act out of character. Do you remember the women who got arrested in Dubai just for raising her voice when she was having a heated debate with a man? You can't do these things. A lot of women, they don't even want to learn about the country's culture. They just get onto the plane, they grab their stuff, and they think they can just take their attitude from America to the country that they are going to. Not only that, there are more reckless things that are happening on these hot girl summer trips. I want to know, why do these grown-ass women call themselves girls anyway? But that's a different story. So these women go onto these trips, they get drunk, they start drinking alcohol early in the morning, and then they get sexually active. Some of them take it even so far to the point they have to deal with the consequences of their drunk decision making for the rest of their miserable lives. Let's look at this clip.
But back in, I think it was 2007 now? I went on a girls trip with a few friends to Jamaica. We just went to go have fun, get away, and I ended up having a little bit too much fun. I ended up having a one-night stand with somebody who worked at the resort, and obviously didn't use protection, came home and ended up getting really, really sick about a week after I got home. I was in and out of the hospital. They had a hard time finding what was going on because HIV doesn't show up in your blood that quick. And so they finally did a spinal tap. They found HIV in my system, and the rest is history. And here I am.
A hot girl summer night ended up in a hot mess. But I'm actually happy that she's being honest and truthful about her 3 or 4 vacation. But let's just break down what Shelly told us here. She went on a vacation with her friends just to get away. Cool. But there were no rules, no regulations, no restrictions on her VJJ. So she ends up getting too drunk. She's getting wild. She hooks up with some random resort work member and she catches HIV. I mean, I couldn't imagine anything worse that could happen. Actually, I could, but this is just bad enough. You go on vacation, you bring back something that you thought that you would never have to deal with in your whole entire life, but now you do because you were too drunk, too scandalous, too modern. You just do whatever the fuck you want to do. That's what happens. I don't want to say that's what she gets. And you could also be like, yeah, but she didn't have sex with herself. There's always 2 people involved. But the woman is the one who will always control certain situations. If she wouldn't have gotten so drunk to the point where she makes reckless decisions, gets sexually active with men that she doesn't even know for 10 minutes without protection, this would have never happened to her. You know, if you carry yourself with grace, with class, you can get a drink or 2, but still keep it cute. Don't get drunk to the point where you just open your legs to everyone. But it seems like, and I'm looking left and right on social media or even on YouTube, this becomes a thing. It really doesn't matter. Women think it's okay for them to run around wild with their legs spread. You know, jump off the plane with their legs spread. And another thing I would like to know, where were her friends? They're supposed to be her friends. Why did nobody talk her out of, getting involved with some man that she doesn't know? Usually when women go on trips, they don't get single rooms. You would have 2 to 3 women staying in one room together. Why wasn't one of them like, you know what, Shelly? No, don't do this. You don't know that man. But hell, who knows? They was probably getting their cheeks clapped themselves. And she's just the one who's either being honest with what happened to her or the one who caught the HIV virus. Who knows? Just to sum it up for you guys, and especially women, there are absolutely no benefits for a woman if she believes that she can just get up and do what she wants to do with who, when, where, and how. And especially, it is absolutely wrong for you women to think that you can do whatever men are doing, because it doesn't work like that. This is not a tit for tat situation, okay? Also, if these women actually do come across some traditional men, those men are not checking for you. They may do things with you that they don't want to do to their wives at home, but that's going to be about it, because no traditional man is checking for a woman from another country who is not willing to do anything in the household. And if you do happen to be with a traditional man, that man is going to want his breakfast, lunch, and dinner on time. There are no more hot girl summer vacations with you and your girls by yourself going somewhere. You may have to change your whole wardrobe, and there is no acting a fool on social media. See, when men are going out there and looking for traditional wives, they want somebody who respects them, who's nice to them, who's soft-spoken, who cooks and cleans and just do all the things for these men while they are providing for home. Women, on the other hand, you got to put in a whole lot of work if you really want to be with a traditional man. And you are not ready for it. Trust me, I come from a traditional household. None of these women who say that they are a member of the Passport Sis movement would ever be ready to actually be in a relationship with a traditional Turkish or traditional whatever man. You women don't even know what the hell you are talking about. That's why you got to sit down, do your research, and know what you are talking about. A traditional woman is a lot different than a traditional man, sweetheart. At the end of the day, there's going to be a rude awakening for all of these American women who think that they can just travel to another country in order to find a man. Because all you do, honey, is you get ran through, you are putting more bodies onto your body count, and then you are going home still with no man. Stop chasing what men are doing. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you don't have a man, maybe you need to change yourself, because men are willing to be with women who are willing to be women. Let's start there. And gentlemen, if these women really wouldn't feel some type of way about what you are doing as far as traveling from country to country, having fun and doing all of these things, they would not make any videos about it. They would not feel some type of way about it. They would not chase men down to Thailand and other countries to scream their heads off. They wouldn't burn passports. They wouldn't do that. And especially they would not start doing whatever you are doing. The problem with that is your outcome will never be their outcome. Like I said, nobody is checking for these women. Everybody knows it, except for the women who are doing these things. That's everything I have for you guys today. As I always say, I am not bashing these women for what they are doing. I would just love to tell them in person, if I could, that what they are doing is not it, and give them reasons why it is not it. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everyone who is new to my channel. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and watching this video. Leave a like, leave a comment, and other than that, stay tuned for more content.